there's been a major victory for gun rights. The ACLJ filed in this case out of New York, and it does not just affect New York, but it'll affect laws in California, Hawaii, Maryland, Massachusetts, New Jersey as well. What the Supreme Court said today, an opinion written by Justice Thomas, very clearly 6-3, the Second Amendment is no different than the First Amendment. And when you have a Second Amendment right, that right is for everyone. And this bar to being able to conceal carry, the right is not stuck in your home. You can't just say, okay, you have a Second Amendment right to keep your weapon at home to protect your home. No, it involves being out in the public as well.
In Alito's concurring opinion, he points out that our holding decides nothing about who may lawfully possess a firearm or the requirements that must be met to buy a gun, nor does it decide anything about the kinds of weapons that people may possess. Right. It's a very narrowly held opinion, but you do have a right to possess a gun.
It's a significant victory at a time when I know people are concerned about gun rights and restrictions being put in place that may be unconstitutional. To get this kind of clear message from the court, it's a big deal.
This law in New York was very subjective. In each county, the official that was charged with granting or denying the application for a permit, the criteria was very, very vague as to who gets a permit and who does not. And so it was really up to the local officials, which was very subjective and unfair to the average citizen. And I'm glad the court held the way it did.
He also said this: to declare the island of Manhattan a, quote, sensitive place simply because it's crowded and protected generally by the New York City Police Department is not enough to override this right to bear arms if you qualify. But this idea of proper cause was so vague, so overbroad, so malleable by the administrators of the New York carry permit laws, the administrators that would put those laws into place. It was basically void for vagueness, which is, again, a very central First Amendment free speech principle that's now being applied equally here to the Second Amendment.
You can't simply say, you got to show me good cause why you should get the gun, because that applies to the same thing that would exist with the First Amendment. You've got to show me a good cause why you should be allowed to stand on the street corner and pass out pamphlets or speak.
This applies just to handguns, to be clear. So this is not getting into assault weapons, what are called assault weapons.
Someone could apply and get a permit only if he can demonstrate a special need for self-protection distinguishable from that of the general community. And that's the issue, that it's for this Second Amendment protection is for everyone, not just someone who's specific.
Gun control fanatics will say this is horrible, but really, properly interpreted, there are regulations you can put on it, but a citizen does not have to give a reason for exercising their constitutional right.
The extremists on the left, the anti-gun movement, they're not going to get anywhere. And these laws are going to be declared unconstitutional if they go that path, if they aren't very specific.